linebacker, Ethan Arthur, coming in, having your linebacker shoot that gap, basically. Pinkston's had a lot of success running the ball, especially off tackle on the dives and off tackle plays. So you bring your linebackers in and kind of try to limit that run.
Through the first minute of play here in this second half, as the Oilers will come to the line of scrimmage with a 3rd and 3 situation. Again, Oilers in the white uniform tops, black pants, black helmets. Dawson in the blue uniform tops, blue pants, white helmets. Blumrick, the quarterback, takes the snap, hands it off. No, keeps it himself, gets across the 25, across the 30, the 35, 40, 45, across midfield. Here come the defenders to push him out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. That one faked me out as well, so you certainly bet they could fake them out on the field. Penalty marker comes out way after the play was over.
That looks like a personal foul penalty, especially when you get something late like that. But that was a nice run from Blumrick to take it up the middle and bounce out to the left-hand side. That young man has been impressive all night. He's got nice running skills.
Blumrick faked it to the receiver that was in motion. That was Cody Williams. And the defense kind of shifted to that left side and then, or that right side, I should say. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Pearland, and I'm assuming that it was going to be against Connor Blumrick because he was the only one in the area after the play was over where the flag was thrown.
Yeah, that's exactly what we said when we first started in the third quarter. Every time you seem to have a big play, you always seem to have something negative take place, and it keeps that game herky-jerky. I mean, you had a big run by your quarterback. As a quarterback, you just want to give the ball to the referee, head back to the huddle, and start your next play. So that's a big call.
Of course, at the end of the run, so it's still a first down. Ball at the 48-yard line of Dawson. They have 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right. Ball is on the left hash mark. Low snap, handed off here. Pinkston right side across the 40. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 35-yard line. Took 3 blue shirts to bring him down. With about 10-10 to play here in this third quarter.
Yeah, big Ethan Arthur, 56, was one of the linebackers over there. Once again, Pinkston, nice play off the right-hand side. The young man's running hard. It looked like an off tackle from the tight end and tackles backside. That was a nice run.
4 receivers this time, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. They've got them stacked. 1 man in the backfield here. Blumrick takes a snap, hands off to Pinkston, right up the middle he goes. Across the 30, the 25, still on his feet, pushes forward, spins, gets on his horse, and gets all the way to the 8-yard line. Great piece of running there from Damian Pinkston.
Yeah, that young man all night long has been running very, very hard.
A 23-yard pickup there. Ronald Adams on the carry there.
It's a nice dive play.
Yeah.
Pearland's coming out really, really aggressive. Very nice.
So it's 1st and goal from the 7. And a bit of a mess up on the snap again, and that's one of the problems that Pearland's had offensively here is the exchange on those snaps.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the center's hand is wet or if the ball is wet. You know, sometimes when you're one of the big fellas on the line, you perspire a little bit more than everything else, especially hand fighting with the defensive line. So I'm not sure if that's causing it or not, but Pearland definitely wants to get that under control. They're too far deep in the red zone to have a miscue now. They need to get points out of this.
So it'll be 2nd down and 12. Second down and goal from the 12 after the loss of yardage. 2 receivers to the left side. It looks like a timeout's going to be taken here so they can draw something up. 8:49 to play in the third quarter. Pearland with a 10-7 lead here on Texan Live.
At Cavender's, we don't just wear the West, we live it.
I live for a good run.
I live for the crowd.
My scar.
7 flat in the short round.
My face. Working with my partner. 8 seconds, nothing less.
Rooting for the bull.
Cavender's. Don't just wear it, live it.
Again, take a look. Check your shuttle.
8:49 to play here in this third quarter. The Oilers and Pearland lead it over Dawson. The Eagles 10-7. Alex Sabario and Derek Jones, glad to have you aboard here on TexanLive.com. Pearland is threatening. Had a couple of big plays. They've also had some penalties. And exchange on the snap. So there are mistakes in here as well, but Pearland right on the doorstep.
Yeah, it's a big series for Pearland. They want to try to put some points on the board. Yeah, just like you said, they scored right at the end of the half, and now they're threatening once again.
They'll put a man in motion here. The quarterback is Blumrick, takes his snap, and another problem on the exchange there on a snap. They were trying to get it to the running back, Adams, and he ended up coming up with it. And that ball comes all the way back to the 18-yard line.
Yeah, now as a coach, a lot of times what you do is when you're having this many miscues from your center and quarterback, what you want to do is just take your quarterback, and if you have the ability, just put him underneath the center, put his hands on the backside, and make sure you secure the snap, because ultimately you want to get the ball to your running back and to your playmakers.
Here's 4 wide receivers here. A bit of a low snap this time. Again, Adams, the ball is fumbled, and Dawson's got the football across the 25-30 and brought down at the 35. Penalty marker comes out at the end. A fumble recovery from the Dawson Eagles. Coming up with the recovery, Ethan Arthur, number 56. What a great defensive play there.
That's a big defensive play by Arthur, and a big fumble, big recovery. They're having problems with the snap. Big hit on the run on that play, and that's a big recovery for Dawson. Exactly what they wanted to have coming out of halftime. You want to have some type of quick turnover.
The penalty marker came, it looked like it after the change of possession. 8:07 to play in the third. The clock is stopped.
I 5-10, I parked at the front of the school. Oh, take it up. Hey, what's wrong, Julius?
Sideline warning against Dawson.
Sideline infraction on the Eagles.
A sideline infraction. That's right. They had a warning earlier.
Yeah, that should be their second one, so that should actually get a penalty.
Moves the ball back to the 30.
Moves the ball to the 30, but right now Dawson happy of the change of possession more than anything.
Oh yeah, they got the ball back. You definitely don't want to have any sideline interference miscues, especially from the first one. And you think you correct that, but they want the ball back. They got the ball back. Actually, I have an opportunity for the momentum right now, and Pearland has to be careful. The last thing you want to do is let Dawson back in the game, and Dawson speeding up that offense once again.
10-7 the score. Dawson trails it, but they have the football here. 3 receivers. Smith, the quarterback, hands it off here. Savion Johnson changes gears to the left side, across the 30 to the 35 outside the numbers. Penalty marker comes out as he goes out of bounds at about the 36-yard line.
That's a nice run to the right-hand side, cut back all the way to the left-hand side. A lot of times, though, when you cut back to the left-hand side, you put your lineman there exposed a little bit, so you tend to get a holding call just because the lineman doesn't know exactly where his running back is at.
One more flag, I believe. One more flag.
All kinds of penalties we've seen in this game. I mean, it's really kept this game from having a pace. Now, the officials got to call it if they see it, but games like this happen, they tend to be a little bit physical. We get a holding call against Dawson, so this one's coming back 10 yards.
Yeah, like I said, the lineman, once you engage with your defender, you can't really see where that running back is at. With a running back exciting like Johnson, making that cutback all the way across the field, I mean, you have a good block as he's going one way, but he turns around and go the other way, then sometimes you're exposed. That's a big call, though, against Dawson.
Johnson in the backfield, also Darius Smith.
The first down and 17 for the Eagles.
It'll be 1st and 17. Ball's at the 20. Hand off left side. Pardon me, that was Zach Smith with the quarterback keeper there. Takes it across the 30 to the 31-yard line.
Ball taken out to the 31-yard line.
About an 11-yard pickup there.
Second down.
That's a nice run by Smith.
And 9.
Nice design quarterback draw.
So 2nd down and 9 here. Smith back to pass. Now he'll roll to his right, looking for an opening, and he just gets across the 30 and out of bounds at the 31. That's right at the line of scrimmage. And they'll try it again.
As he's rolling out to the left-hand side, he's looking for one of his receivers. Now, usually when you have your quarterback scrambling like that, you want to try to get the backside receiver to go deep. I'm not sure if he was trying to wait for his receiver to get deep, or if that receiver noticed that his quarterback was scrambling. But usually in your scramble drill, you have your backside guy try to go long on a play like that.
Eagles have it on the right hash mark. 3rd down and 9. Ball of their own 31. 7:07 to play in the quarter. Smith, play action, fires deep. He's got a man in Mouton. He's going to overthrow him, and incomplete. Ball bounced over near the 30-yard line. In on the coverage there, Daniel Petty. Just a little bit overthrown there on Mouton.
Yeah, it looked like a false start, but I didn't see a flag right away. Now I see a flag.
Oh, there is a penalty marker back over there by the 21. So 7:02 to play in this third quarter. 10-7, the Oilers with the lead here on Texan Live. Decline the penalty, it'll bring fourth down up.
On the Eagles is declined, brings up 4th down and 9.
And now the kicking unit will come onto the field here, and they'll punt the football away.
Yeah, on offense, you want to try to go deep every now and then and try to keep that defense honest, especially as good as Pearland's defense has been, you know, with the pass rush and everything off the corners and off the edges. So you want to try to go deep when you can, but a little bit overthrown. Need to put a little bit more underneath that one.
So Daniel Petty back to receive the punt here, standing at his own 35. It's going to be angled and bounce over at the 36. Keeps rolling, a nice Dawson roll inside the 25. And they'll say down at the 22-yard line, and that's where the Pearland offense will have their second drive here in this third quarter. Real quick, Texan Live is your new home for high school sports here in Houston. A trio of games left on the slate tomorrow from the Berry Center. Langham Creek, last year's district champs, looks to get their first win in district play. They take on Cy Lakes. Humble is at New Caney, and in a game that could determine the District 16 6A championship, the Woodlands is at Turner to face Atascocita. Again, all those games and more, plus all the highlights and more at TexanLive.com. 6:50 to play, third quarter. Pearland has the football and stuffed right away. And here comes the penalty marker again.
We do have a flag in the backfield.
After Pinkston took the carry.
Yeah, you're getting penetration on both sides of the ball. The defensive fronts for both of these teams, for Dawson and Pearland, are getting a lot of push up front. You're getting a lot of guys out of position on the offensive line trying to counter that pressure that they're getting. It's causing guys to hold everyone.
Do a flag.
Face mask on the Eagles.
So it's a face mask call against the Eagles. Gosh, we've seen all kinds of these personal foul penalties that just happen. You never want a personal foul penalty at 50 yards, but it seems like they're in big situations. You got them kind of not deep in their own end zone, but you had won the field position battle on that. Now you had given the football here at the 38-yard line. Here's Whitehead rolling to his right, fires. That pass might have been deflected and falls incomplete over near midfield. And Whitehead, the quarterback now, the junior, they flip-flop their quarterbacks, as Pearland Oilers team does.
Yeah, they have that two-quarterback system set. He tried a double pump, actually, trying to give his time. His receiver allowed him time to try to get that deep route. But it was nice coverage from Dawson.
Got kind of a different lineup out there. They got Cody Williams in the backfield as well as Ronald Adams. And trying to get the play called here. There's only 7 seconds on the play clock. They're just now breaking the huddle. They're going to have to call a timeout here. 3 seconds on the play clock. They hurry up, and 1 second to go. A timeout taken by Pearland. So we'll take one as well. 6:30 to play here in the third. 10-7 Oilers here on Texan Live.
Register online at CESperformance.com for your sports performance program. CESperformance.com has multi-month memberships and team training. CESperformance.com has baseline performance testing included with every athletic development program. Schedule your athletic evaluation at CESperformance.com. There's no cost or commitment. Be prolific at CESperformance.com.
For being game day sponsor, warm and cozy.
6.5 to play, third quarter, 10-7. The Oilers with the lead over the Eagles. They've scored 10 unanswered points, all coming in that second quarter. Alex Obario, Derek Jones here. Pearland with the football. Second down and 10. Just couldn't figure things out on the substitution, so their coach call a timeout. They've used 2 already here in this third quarter.
Yeah, that's critical. You don't want to use your timeouts that early. You just may need one when it really counts.
Whitehead takes a snap, hands it off to Adams. Takes the carry to about the 37-yard line. That's right at the line of scrimmage here.
And it's good penetration from Patrick Howell on the defensive line. The defensive line for Dawson, I mean, they need to be commended tonight. I mean, they've played hard, they've been aggressive, and they haven't taken a back step to Pearland at all. I know we came in with Pearland's defense, not giving up very many yards, but Dawson was not that far off of that same yardage output. That's nice defensive front. This is a big play early.
5:53 to play, 3rd down and 10. Whitehead rolling to his right, looking, steps up, gets across the 40 to the 45 as he pushes ahead, but he's going to be shy of the first down marker. He looked like he would have needed to get to the 47. He got to the 45. So that'll bring up 4th down. And it looks like the punting unit will come onto the field here.
It was a nice scramble, just a little bit short. They're almost in that no man's land area where you can kind of go for it, kind of, fake punt it. But, a punt here and play field position right now seems like the smart thing to do.
So they'll punt the football away. Dawson will send Braylon Mouton out to receive the punt. Haven't really had much in terms of returns. It's going to be a low kick, definitely returnable at the 25. Switches gears that right side. Huge hit on a block, but plenty of white shirts there to bring Mouton down. It was a low punt, certainly returnable, but Mouton had a lot of white shirts in front of him. Didn't really have anywhere to go. Good coverage.
Yeah, it's very nice coverage from Pearland coming down. Nice low line drive kick, but your coverage got down there very fast.
.456 to play. 3rd quarter. Dawson's offense takes the field. They trail it 10-7. They scored the first touchdown of the game. Oh, great run by Savion Johnson right up the middle as he gets to the 35-yard line. The drive started at the 22.
Taking the ball out to the 36.
It's a big tackle by Tyson Sanders out there. Nice run by Savion Johnson. Downhill read, zone read up the middle.
13-yard pickup. They'll put a man in motion. The Eagles have ball going. And a end around here and tackle out of bounds. And there comes the penalty markers on the end around, number 81. It's Caleb White. And we've said this a couple of times here, Derek, in the game, that there's been some hits that have been slowly or very close to after the player had gone out of bounds, and we got one there.
Yeah, actually, Hunter on that play made a nice tackle, but it was in the play of field, but he was actually coming out of bounds at the same time.
Yeah.
So by the time he actually finished or completed the tackle, he was too far out of bounds. Referee has to call that. He has to keep the game safe and has to keep the the emotions where they're at.
So they'll march off the yardage all the way inside Pearland territory at the 41-yard line.
All the way down to the 41-yard line. First down, Dawson.
Single back set, 3 wide receivers. Smith hands it off, and Johnson doesn't have much running room there, gets to the 41. That's right at the line of scrimmage.
Joey Longoria.
Big Travis Burns and Longoria on the tackle.
Looks to be no gain, brings up 2nd down and 10.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Clock ticking down with 4:17 to play, 3rd quarter.
Yeah, if Dawson has the opportunity, I'd like to see them speed their tempo up again, just like they did early in the first half.
Smith takes the snap, rolls to his right immediately, fires, and that pass is incomplete. Threw it right into the
incomplete pass
into the bench area, sideline area.
Yeah, Joseph Reagan, one of the guys out there, that actually had that wide receiver double covered on that play. Nice job by the quarterback just to throw that ball out of bounds.
So it'll be 3rd down here for the Dawson Eagles. They'll have 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Johnson is the running back out of the backfield. They'll do a screen to Mouton, and he's hit right away. They'll say incomplete. He never had it. Otherwise, that could have resulted in 6, likely for the Oilers. Mouton got his hands on the football, but he was hit. I mean, the timing couldn't have been more perfect.
Yeah, Renfro Devereaux made a big hit on that. He read that screen. It was a jailbreak screen trying to set up to the top-hand side. Read the defensive back, read that play, and blew it up before it even got started.
So it'll be 4th down. Smith might be inclined to pooch punt it here. He's got 4 receivers, but they are trailing. Under 4 minutes to play. Smith takes the snap. He'll step up. Now roll to his left, eludes the rush. He's going to let it fly. He fires towards the end zone. He's got a man. It is, tipped and incomplete. Fantastic effort there by Zach Smith, trying to make something happen when the play had been broken up. And the pass falls incomplete, so the Eagles will turn it over on downs.
Yeah, that's a great play from Smith. You just want to throw it up, especially at the field position you're at, since you're going to try to go for it. You want to give your receiver an opportunity. Hopefully he can catch the ball at his highest point, but just a little bit too high. And good defense knocking it down from Pearland.
Is there a penalty marker down? It looks like all the way over near the 48-yard line. There is a penalty flag. It's a personal foul, roughing the passer against Pearland. Wow.
Oh, come on, man.
All night, every time there's a big play, it seems to have a penalty. Drive is ended. Your defense has got the 3 and out, and now you turn it over and give them another opportunity to score. Pearland's kind of done that all night tonight.
Now that's one of those weird plays. I mean, the flag came from the sideline. It didn't come from the umpire or the referee. Usually those roughing the passer, but because Smith was eluding the rush and rolled to his left, he was hit after the pass was obviously thrown. So they're still going to protect the quarterback in those situations.
Yeah, you still have to protect the quarterback. And the longer he held onto the ball, though, it made it more likely that something like that may have taken place.
3 wide receivers. Smith hands it off. Savion Johnson to the right side on the sweep across the 25. Lunges forward. Actually almost dove over one of the Pearland defenders across the 20 to the 19-yard line.
Dylan Roach made the tackle on that play. It's a nice rollout from Smith. Once again, he's been running very hard all night. He's a very heady quarterback. He's keeping Dawson in the game with his legs and the way he's calling the game right now.
8-yard pickup there from Johnson, 2nd and 2. He'll fake the handoff. Smith will take it himself across the 15 to the 14-yard line. Beg your pardon, the 13, so a 5-yard pickup there and a first down.
The quarterback keeper, Joey Longoria, made the tackle. Smith is playing very, very well. Like I said, he's a very heady player. He knows when to fake that zone read to the right-hand side, and he's getting his plays off.
Dawson building some confidence here in this drive, and honestly, Pearland's given it to them by these penalties that they've given them some free drives.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
3 receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Now hand it off to Johnson, takes it left side, trying to find a seam as he pushes towards the 11-yard line. Let's see where they give it to him. They may only give him the 12, which will only be a 1-yard pickup.
They tried to run a zone read out to the left-hand side. And just like you said, though, those penalties, they have a double effect. Not only do they give it the first down, but as a defense, you worked hard to get that 3 and out, and now you give them a penalty, and it's like, oh, man, now we got to go back again. You get them 3 and out, you get another penalty. Oh, we got to go back again. So it defeats it double time.
2nd down and 9. Smith looking at the end zone for Mouton over the shoulder. Touchdown.
Outstanding play from Zach Smith. Outstanding pass.
A 12-yard touchdown reception from Braylon Mouton has the Eagles back on top 13-10 with 2:35 remaining in the 3rd.
That's a nice over-the-shoulder catch by Mouton. Nice pass from your quarterback. Put a perfect air underneath it. Stuck his hands out, made the catch, and Dawson's back in front again. Big-time play.
So they'll come on to kick the extra point to make this a 4-point game. Looks like they're trying to get the right personnel out there. What a throw from Smith, finding Mouton. What a grab. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and that is good. 2:35 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. The Eagles have reclaimed the lead. It's 14-10 here on Texan Live.
Allspa's is so much more than Ace Hardware. Sure, we have nuts and bolts, lawn and garden, faucets and fixtures, lights and locks, even outdoor cooking. But Allspa's is also a boutique, featuring the finest names in jewelry and home accessories. But most importantly, Allspa's is a friendly, helpful family of people who take pride in their products and services. Allspa's is Ace Hardware, and so much more.
2:35 remaining in the third quarter, 14-10. The Dawson Eagles have taken the lead on the Oilers here. Fantastic touchdown grab 12 yards away from Zach Smith, the Braylon Mouton, Alex Obario, and Derek Jones here in the press box. And just a fantastic play. Smith to Mouton. Better catch, just as good as a throw, though, as well.
That was a great throw from Smith to have a nice fade route. You want to have a receiver one-on-one, a nice over-the-shoulder catch by Mouton. Exactly what Dawson needed. The only thing is that Pearland actually helped them with that, with those penalties. Could have got them off the field, and you don't get them off the penalties. You keep giving the team more and more chances to survive. That team eventually will get you.
So they'll kick it off here to Pearland, who will once again have a possession here before this third quarter comes to a conclusion. Kick off from the 40. It looks like it could be returnable, and yeah, it is at the 2-yard line. Here it comes on the left side of return, hit at the 10, brought down at the 12-yard line, and that special teams is fired up. Here comes another penalty flag. Oh, and wow, flags coming out big time. Some extracurriculars going on the field right now. Player with his helmet off. It's Matthew Claveman, plays tight end for Pearland, comes off the field, and this might take the officials a little while to sort out.
Yeah, they're going to have to take some time. You're going to have to get the coaches on the field, to find out what's going on, with that play. But then you have to get the coaches on the field to go talk to their team. The most game is you have Dawson just coming back to, of course, as well. Want though this, try it's class in the game. It's an emotional, it's a heated game,
right.
But you want to head as best as possible.
All the officials are huddled up right around the 20-yard line of Pearland.
It makes it tough on the official now too, as well, because now find out who saw what and find out who's getting ejected if anyone's getting thrown out, and then actually the next week. So it's something that the referees want to try to make sure they have the exact participants in that melee that took place.
That has sorted out very, very quickly. What it happens so fast sometimes, and sometimes you see the result. Sometimes you see the effect and not the cause.
Exactly. Have an offsetting penalty and tell both teams that's the last time we want to see anything like that, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes they actually find who started it, they find the culprit, and try to levy the penalty.
One of the things that's difficult here is for whatever reason, I mean, you see most high school stadiums these days, they have the officials mic'd up, so they at least explain to the press box to keep under the control. So won't have it much in terms of explanation. We'll have to wait and see what. We do have a personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct on Pearland.
He's thrown out of the game.
And he's been ejected from the game. It seems to be the only infraction, at least for now. Now the head coach coming out to have a word with the.
And they'll try to determine, the yardage on this as well. But they'll talk to both coaches and, try to say to both coaches they need to talk to their team, make sure their team understands that that's the last time that we want to see anything like that. Right. And between two good teams, that we have tonight, you don't want to see any more of that. You want to see some good hard plays, what we've seen all night. But when you have these penalties that you've had all night long, it can kind of fester some of this, some of this anger and animosity.
We'll get this thing sorted out, I promise you folks. 2:28 to play here in this third quarter as Dawson has just taken the lead a few moments ago. After being down 10-7, they scored the second touchdown of the game. Both these teams not having a prototypical game that they're used to having. Of course, Pearland shutting out their last three opponents. Dawson scoring in the 60s the last couple of times. We're not having that type of football game tonight.
Yeah, no, like I say, penalties and miscues on the snaps, all that is definitely affecting the game. These penalties takes the flow out of the game.
I think we had immediately after the play a personal foul on Dawson, and following that we had a personal foul on Pearland. All after the play. Ultimately, the ball's back at the 7-yard line. of the Oilers.
So the ball comes all the way back to the 7-yard line, and that's where the Oiler offense will take over. Already feeling the effects of giving up a touchdown and giving up the lead, especially on a drive where your defense had to stay on the field even though they played very, very well, forcing them into a third down situation and even a fourth down situation.
Yeah, sometimes that can snowball. Like I said, there was 3 and out, and then they got a penalty. There was another 3 and out, I believe, and they got another penalty to keep a drive alive. And now you give up a touchdown, you come back out, and now you have the ball deep in your own territory. This is a big series to answer that last score from Dawson.
So this drive starts at their own 7-yard line. Take the snap, they'll fake the handoff here. Quarterback keeper on the carry there is Whitehead. It takes it all the way to the 16-yard line.
Whitehead powers his way out.
You see Kareem Jones, number 30, one of the guys on the tackle.
Brought down by number 30.
Nice
Kareem
quarterback
Jones.
keeper on that zone read.
It'll be 2nd down and 1.
So it'll be second down and 1. They'll spread it out with 4 wide receivers, 1 man in the backfield. Fake the handoff. It's going to be an option play. Penalty marker comes out. As the quarterback is brought down to the turf. That is Blumrick, the quarterback.
Hey, 35-14.
Whitehead on the carry. We do have a penalty marker.
That's an outstanding zone read. He almost faked me out on that.
Yeah.
Yes, hey, we are in the state of Texas, yes. We are in the state.
1:51 remaining. We'll figure out this penalty.
We'd be in the TAPS state. TAPS.
Referee calling for another personal foul here.
Another hands to the face. I haven't witnessed any as many hands to the face as I've seen tonight.
Unbelievable.
You know, after the first couple of times, I mean, it's you look at it as hand play. After about the 3rd or 4th time, then you may look at that as a technique that someone's using for other reasons. Hopefully that's not the case.
1st down and 10, ball now at the 38-yard line. This drive started at their own 7, now their own 38. Handoff left side across the 40 to the 41. On the carry there for Pearland, number 15, Chase Foster.
On the carry, brought down by
Patrick Howell, linebacker number 10, made a play on that.
Line,
He's playing linebacker and actually defensive end as well.
I'm now starting to mix up the backs here at Pearland. Blumrick, the quarterback, takes the snap, hands off again, this time up the left hash mark. Once again, Foster.
Taking the ball to the 42
Penalty,
yard line. Will be 3rd
we have
down
a Dawson player down. They'll take an injury timeout, so we will take one as well. With 1:08 to go in the 3rd quarter, it's 14-10 Eagles on Texan Live. Minute 8 remaining, 3rd quarter, 14-10. The Eagles lead it over the Oilers here. Here at the rig. Alex DeBarnio, Derek Jones, glad to have you with us. Certainly a game void of rhythm with all the penalties. Certainly some mistakes as well, but it's been very entertaining, to say the least. Back and forth affair. Dawson scored first, then 10 unanswered by the Oilers. Oilers trying to answer back after Dawson regained the lead. Blumrick fires right side. The pass is complete and brought down at about the 47-yard line, complete to Cody Williams.
Gain of 1 brought down by Johansi Burnett.
That's a nice quick out route.
4th down and 5.
Big Jordan Rodriguez, one of the linemen, also out there on that tackle.
So that was a 3rd down play. It'll be 4th and 5, and the Oilers will punt the football away here. Mouton back to receive the punt. He's going to stand over near the 25-yard line, his own. And it's punted away. It's a good one, much higher punt. They're going to wave everybody off. It's going to take a nice Pearland roll. Wow, all the way to the 10-yard line. And the Dawson Eagles are going to have 90 yards of real estate in front of them if they want to get back into the end zone, but they get the ball.
Take over, 1st and 10.
That was the final play of the third quarter, by the way. We'll go to the fourth quarter, 14-10 Eagles here on Texan Live.
The car, sedan, truck, van, SUV, come to the dealership where we treat you better.
I'm Brian Bohannon with the Texan Drive team. If you want to get your preferred pricing, make sure you come see us.
This is Tom Huberty at TexanDrive.com. Please come see me for all your vehicle needs. I can sell GMC, Buick, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram, any pre-owned vehicle of your choice.
And I'm Nate Shaw. Make sure when you come in to ask for your Texan Drive team. Best deals, best prices every day.
TexanDrive.com, we treat you better.
Crazy exciting 12 minutes.
Getting ready to start the fourth quarter here at the rig in Pearland. 14-10, the Dawson Eagles lead it over the Pearland Oilers. Alex DeBarnio and Derek Jones. Happy to have you with us on TexanLive.com. And here's an opportunity, Derek, for Dawson to really assert their place in this game. You want to make it a two-score game if you can. If you can get in the end zone one more time and really have the Pearland on their heels.
You're exactly right. You want to get into your offensive flow once again. You've had Pearland pretty much off balance all night. It's just between the penalties and the miscues that's kind of kept this game as close as it is. But you want to come out with your offense, try to speed the pace back up, get your running game going once again.
We got a snap and a tackle in the backfield here. Zach Smith finds his way on the turf all the way to the 5. We'll see where they mark his forward progress, though. It looks like they're going to put the football at the 8-yard line.
You got Derek Presh on the tackle. Big Zane Gonzalez is back there as well. It's actually a zone read, and on that zone read, if he would have given it to Johnson, he had a lane, but sometimes they give you a false read. And that actually was a false read from the defensive tackle in that play. The quarterback kept it and ended up getting hit in the backfield.
11.5 to play here in regulation, 14-10. Eagles have the ball. They'll hand it off to Savion Johnson, who dives ahead to the 11-yard line on that 2nd and 12 play. May have gotten back to just past the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and long. It'll be 3rd and a long 9 for sure.
Yeah, you don't want to get too conservative if you're Dawson. What you've done, you've come out and you've put Pearland on their heels. You don't want to get too conservative.
Here's Smith, back to pass. Stepping up in the pocket, lets it fly. It's double coverage, toss. Oh, he's got it! What a fantastic grab at the 40-yard line. And we've talked about him all night. Braylon Mouton hauls in a spectacular grab with 2 white shirts around him. It didn't matter.
It didn't matter. That's a big-time catch, big-time play, but we do have a flag.
A penalty marker back all the way at the 5-yard line.
Okay, Alex, that may get called back, but Mouton, that was an outstanding play. Double coverage to go up and catch the ball at its highest point. That's a big-time play from that young man. You hate to see it called back possibly, but that's a big-time play and a big-time throw.
That's one of those highlights that no one will ever see except the people in attendance because it didn't count. The penalty against Pearland, I beg your pardon, against Dawson.
Half the distance to the goal.
Move it back half the distance. It'll remain 3rd down. 3rd down and a much longer than the 9 it was initially.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but every time you see a big-time play, you always want to look back for the to the line to see if there was a flag. But tonight, you expect it. Every time there's a big play, there always seems to be a penalty.
10:44 remaining. Taking the snap is Smith. He'll roll to his left. Nice block there. Smith finds some room, and he's just going to let it go, and it's going to fall incomplete, obviously throwing it into his own sideline. But nevertheless, it'll bring up 4th down. The defense of Pearland did their job.
Pearland definitely dodged another bullet. You have Smith trying to roll out to the left-hand side. He's a very heady quarterback to throw that ball away. Some quarterbacks may have tried to throw the ball across the field, backwards across the field. So that's a heady play from your quarterback. But big play from Pearland's defense to stop them on this play. They're going to get the ball in great field position regardless of this because of that penalty.
They'll have phenomenal field position here. They'll be punting from their own end zone. As Pearland trails at 14-10 with 10:36 to go and a timeout taken. Timeout taken by Dawson, so we'll take one as well. 10:36 to play in regulation. It's 14-10 Eagles on Texan Live.
Pearland ISD with
for your home, auto, liability, and business insurance needs. Please stop in or give us a call at 281-812-9775. We're also proud to support all of the Humble ISD athletes.
Plumbing today. Best price.
10:36 to play here in the football game. It's 14-10. The Dawson Eagles with the lead on the Oilers. And that was, we've seen some odd timeouts called here. That one right before a punt.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, this whole game is, like you said, we talked about it earlier, it's kind of herky-jerky. You're getting timeouts, you get penalties. There's not a real good rhythm, real good flow to this game.
So Dawson will be punting to Pearland finally here on the 4th and 15 play from their own end zone. And that one will fly. It's going to hit the turf at about the 35, and it's going to be bounced and still be returnable across the 35-30, 25-20, gets a block. Nice stiff arm out of bounds at the 13-yard line. One heck of a return there by Pearland.
Referees are looking at there maybe another penalty.
What a return there by Pearland's Daniel Petty.
Oh, good, no penalty.
It's happened so frequently.
After a great
Derek's always looking for him. He's got his binoculars ready to look for those yellow hankies.
And that was an outstanding return. A lot of times the return man will let that ball bounce and let it down where it's at, but he picked it up and made a nice return. Pearland set up a nice run for him, and Pearland needs this opportunity. They're deep in the Dawson's territory.
Ball on the 14-yard line of the Eagles. Pearland with an opportunity. They'll take the snap. Back to pass. Stepping up in the pocket, and he'll be brought down. That's Connor Blumrick, the quarterback. Play just kind of broke down for him. Looked like he found some room to get a throw off, but never let it fly.
Yeah, it's a nice pass rush from Dawson up front. You have your defensive ends and your nose tackle getting good penetration on that play. Pearland needs to be careful on this. I mean, they're deep in territory. Time is running out in the fourth quarter. They want to make sure they get a touchdown out of this. They don't need a field goal. They need a touchdown.
Second down and 14 now for the Oilers. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Ball at the 19-yard line. Blumrick with the handoff. Left side to the tailback. That's Chase Foster, the ball carrier. Gets it to the 16, maybe more the 17-yard line.
Bring up third down.
So it'll be third down here.
Big Matthew Green on the tackle on that play. This is a big third down for Pearland. Once again, they need a touchdown. Field goal will only make it a 1-point game.
9:24 to play. They'll empty the backfield here. 5 receivers. The running back Foster, slot receiver to the right. Blumrick, he's tripped up for a second. They finally bring him down to the turf at the 20-yard line. The pass rush came in there so quickly that Blumrick had escaped it initially. He had his hand on his jersey, but then couldn't escape the second rush. And now the kicking unit's going to come on.
Yeah, Big Mitchell San Miguel's one of the guys coming in off the corner and then off of the defensive tackle position. It's nice penetration from Dawson, exactly what they needed. They needed to give up a field goal or less. That's a win for the defense on that play.
Bernstein coming on to kick this one. He's going to kick it. It'll be a 37-yard field goal attempt. The snap, the hold, the kick is up. It's plenty long enough, and it is good. So with 8:26 to play, here in regulation, it's just a 1-point game. The Eagles lead it 14-13 as the Oilers have pulled to within 1 on the 37-yard field goal. We'll take a break here on Texan Live.
Allspa's is so much more than Ace Hardware. Sure, we have nuts and bolts, lawn and garden, faucets and fixtures, lights and locks, even outdoor cooking. But Allspa's is also a boutique featuring the finest names in jewelry and home accessories. But most importantly, All Spas is a friendly, helpful family of people who take pride in their products and services. All Spas is Ace Hardware, and so much more.
8:26 to go in this one. It's a 14-13 game, and this sellout crowd here at the Rig, Derek Jones, is being treated to a very tight game that's it appears to be coming down to the wire.
Yeah, I think both sides of the fans are excited about this game. They're definitely getting their money's worth. It's a tight game, but you wouldn't expect anything less. Two of the best teams or better teams in this district competing at a high level here. Both teams, play at this stadium, and they both call it home. I mean, you wouldn't expect anything different coming to a one-point game, fourth quarter.
Ball to 40 as Pearland looking to kick it off here to Dawson. They lead at 7-0, then 10 unanswered by Pearland to make it 10-7. They regained the lead at 14-10. It's now 14-13 after the field goal. Kickoff is kicked deep over the head of Mouton and into the end zone. It will be a touchback. This will come out to the 25-yard line.
Through the end zone, a touchback.
And that's where Dawson's offense will have it.
Start their drive.
Yeah, Dawson wants to come out and establish the run, establish that quick game that they had. They had some momentum going early in that first half. I want them to come out and try to do that again. Of course, if you're Pearland, you want to try to stop them. You just got a big field goal. You need to come out with a nice defensive stand, 3 and out if you can get it. Is there another flag?
We'd like to thank all the PTA volunteers for helping with concessions tonight. Pearland High School.
That time I think it just fell out of his pocket.
Elementary and Junior High West PTAs.
Well, it had to win a flag because the ball's now at the 30-yard line.
And Junior High South, thank you again for volunteering to help Pearland ISD.
So you're going to have to get these chains set here. They finally get them set. Smith pitches left side and across the 35. Ball is loose. It's a fumble. Pearland has it across the 15. Touchdown. No, they say he was down by contact at the 35. Pearland is celebrating like they've just scored a defensive touchdown.
Of course, Dawson is going back to the huddle, of course. Referees will definitely talk about this. I think the side judge, called it down.
If there was a whistle, it can't stand either way.
If he's down, you got to blow that game.
I apologize, folks, for some of the things that are being said, but
was down on the play.
Yeah, I can hear the band. The band's playing in the background. I mean, they're ignoring the flag. They don't worry about it.
Down by contact after a 5-yard gain, 2nd down and 5. Here, Johnson takes it right, then goes left, gets across the 36 to the 37-yard line. Another 2-yard pickup there. In the high school football wrap-up show, 11 to midnight tonight, folks, on Fox Sports Southwest.
3rd down and 3.
3rd down and 3 coming up here for the Dawson Eagles. They up by 1. 7:40 to play here in the football game. Smith, the quarterback. It's a movement at the line of scrimmage, but the defensive end gets back across the neutral zone. Smith getting the signals from the sidelines. 3 receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. 2 men in the backfield. Smith retreats back to the gun. Smith takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Johnson. Plenty of running room. Gets to the 40-yard line. Good enough for a 1st down. And more pushing and shoving after the play. But no flag, surprisingly. After that, they get to the 41. Good enough for a 1st down for the Eagles.
That's a nice run by Johnson off the right-hand side to get that 1st down. Exactly what you need is Dawson. You want to move the chains, keep the clock rolling. And it looks like they're taking their time, in between plays, but you have the lead, so you want to try to run the clock as much as you can.
Got the slimmest of margins. Zach Smith hands it off. It's quarterback keeper. He faked the handoff to Johnson as he got near the 45. They'll say down at the 44. About a 3-4 yard pickup there for Smith. They'll say 3 yards. 2nd down and 7 coming up.
Nice tackle by number 2, Cordell Caldwell, one of the D-backs on that play.
2nd down and 7.
2nd down and 7. Ball at the 44. Dawson with the football. 6.5 to play in the game. They have a 1-point lead. Smith, the quarterback, has 3 receivers. Takes the snap. Back to pass. Fires right side. It's complete at midfield. Good enough for a 1st down. Getting out of bounds. That is Mouton.
That young man's had a heck of a game tonight. Both Smith and Mouton. That's a nice combination right there, quarterback to receiver. 1st down, Dawson.
He's been great. coming up with some big plays, including ones that don't even count. 46-yard line inside Pearland territory. 6:21 to play. And the clock is not running. I guess they're going to say he was out of bounds. No, they do restart the clock. Smith hands it off. Savion Johnson across the 40, the 35, 30, escapes the tackle. 25, 20, the 15, 10, 5, into the end zone. Touchdown Eagles.
Big play by Savion Johnson running off the right-hand side. Bounces off the tackle all the way to the house. Touchdown Dawson, exactly what they wanted to do.
A 46-yard touchdown run by Savion Johnson increases the lead. It's about to be 20-13. Extra point pending. Are they saying he was down before he got there?
It didn't look like he stepped out of bounds, but it's possible.
No, they're kind of going to kick the extra point. I don't know what the discussion is. We saw a signal for touchdown. What's going on?
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is he went out of bounds. I saw the signal for touchdown, but that was from one of the side judges.
Let's take another look here. He's across the 20 and the 15. There's the 10. Here's the 5. And if he went out of bounds at all, it would have been at the 3. So they do say touchdown. The referee says touchdown.
First of all, touchdown is good.
So it's 20-13 now.
Maybe it's a personal foul, something after the play.
No, I think there was maybe some debate whether he was in bounds. 6:09 to play. It's 20-13. Coming on to kick the extra point here. And the kick is up, and it is good. 6:09 remaining in the football game. And the Eagles now have a 21-13 lead over the Pearland Oilers here on Texan Live. We'll go ahead and keep it right here, folks. It's 6:09 to play. Derek Jones, what a fantastic fourth quarter so far.
Yeah, it's actually been exciting. Dawson coming down to get that touchdown game in the game. I know they're trying to run the clock a little bit. As an offense, what you want to do is run the clock and get a score if you can. The score is actually bonus, but that's a big run by Johnson, bouncing off to the right-hand side. Sets up Dawson up 21-13. Looking forward to seeing what Pearland has to do to, obviously they're going to have to go for 2 if they can get in the end zone.
So it's an 8-point lead now for the Eagles over the Oilers. So the Oilers need to get in the end zone now, and they're going to need to get a 2-point conversion if they want to get the equalizer here. Otherwise, they're going to have to score quickly. Here's the other thing. The Oilers used 2 timeouts one time. Plenty of 6:09, but it's just something to think about moving forward as Dawson will kick it off here.
Yeah, you're definitely right. That's why you want to try to keep at least two timeouts in your pocket, because you never know when you're going to have that. But when you're having miscues and you're kind of unsure about what you're doing, sometimes you use those timeouts early.
There was an excessive celebration penalty, I believe, so that they'll be kicking off from the 25-yard line. So here comes the kickoff. They'll kick it deep. It's a good kick. It's going to be caught at the 20. It's muffed, and it's going to go out of bounds over near the 30-yard line. And a good break there, but the penalty marker comes out at the end.
Ball fumbled out of bounds. We do have a penalty marker.
There's just so much activity here. It's hard to keep track of everything.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to keep track of what's going on.
Penalty marker again. I mean, it's just been about every other play.
Yeah, and like I say, the familiarity between both of these teams, I mean, the rivalry, you're trying to come out and play well for your folks, your family. I mean, the excitement, everything all wrapped up into it. Sometimes you get a little carried away. You try to, do a little bit more than what you need to do. All the seniors on both teams need to just talk to their guys, kind of settle them down. You have 6 minutes to go in the game. You want to try to finish this game out. If you're Dawson, you want to try to stop them, of course, get a 3 and out. If you're Pearland, you really need this drive. This is a big drive for your game tonight.
So Pearland will have the football at their own 30-yard line, 6:09 to play here in the football game. They trail at 21-13. Put a man in motion here. They're going to have to throw it now. They'll throw a screen pass left side, and a huge hit right as the completion was made. What a fantastic defensive play on the tackle there, number 35, Johannes Burnett.
That's a big-time play. He read that jailbreak screen, read it perfectly, and made a big-time hit on that play.
27 flags in the football game.
Wow.
27.
I don't think I get 27 flags on Madden.
We have an injured player on the field. We'll go ahead and take a quick break here on Texan Live.
The body is incredibly powerful. It's nimble and fluid. But sometimes we push it too far. That's when you need the strength of Memorial Hermann and our body of affiliated orthopedic specialists. With our Iron Man Sports Medicine Institute, they not only get your body back to where it was, they get it to go further. It's what makes us more than just hospitals. We are a body of experts. Memorial Hermann, advancing health.
5:55 remaining in the football game. 21-13, Dawson with the lead. Oilers have the football here, second down and 10. Hand off left side, and the Dawson defense is not giving up an inch here. On the carry, there was Foster.
Out to the 25-yard line.
We haven't seen Davier Pinkston in a while.
Third down and
yeah, with the herky-jerkiness of this game, he's kind of taking the running game out of the rhythm. You have your quarterback back in that shotgun. But they had a lot of success with Pinkston.
5:22, back to pass, firing that pass, overthrown and incomplete. The intended target there, number 11, Cody Williams, thrown well behind him. There was a very dangerous throw there by Whitehead. Pass falls incomplete, that'll bring up fourth down. And with 5:17, the Oilers will punt the football away here.
Yeah, you definitely love the spread offense, but times like that, especially when you want to try to get something going, you want to be able to get your tailback back involved. Pinkston's had an awesome game tonight. You maybe want to line up and get him a couple runs off tackle and try to get him back into the game again.
Mouton back to receive the punt. He's had a great football game here tonight. And he's not going to catch it. It's going to let it bounce at the 35, and it's going to take a Dawson bounce to about the 38, and that's where they'll down it. 5:07 to play in the football game. An 8-point lead for the Eagles, and their offense will once again take the field. And you can bet they'll be trying to munch as much time off of this clock as possible.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They want to make sure they run as much time off as possible. If they can get a field goal out of this, that's great. Touchdown would be, of course, that'd be icing on the cake. They're not really concerned about that. They have 8-point lead. They just want to milk as much clock as possible.
Smith takes the snap, hands it off Savion Johnson, up the seam across the 40 to the 45-yard line.
It'll be second down and 3.
Under 5 minutes to play. It's about a 6-yard pickup there.
Big Jordan Crawford, number 75 on the tackle. That's exactly what I said for Pearland. You want to be able to come out and establish a run. Even though they're in the shotgun formation as well, they've been able to get Savion Johnson the opportunity to run the ball with the dive formation. Exactly what you want to do. You run the clock. Because every time you pass the ball, if there's an incomplete pass, it stops the clock. So this is exactly what you want.
Second down and 3, ball at the 45. Hand off to Johnson. Looked like he tripped as he, just after he received the handoff there. But he still was able to dive forward very close to the first down marker.
Yeah, very close to that first down. I mean, they may even give it to him. Short.
4:11 and counting. Third down and 1. First down would be huge for the Eagles.
Exactly right. You want to just dive on this play. I mean, Savion Johnson, you haven't been able to stop this young man most of the night. The simple dive, play off tackle, have your bigs on bigs, and get this first down.
Taking the snap, hands it off left side. Johnson gets to midfield, picks up the first down. A huge first down for the Eagles. They get inside Pearland territory to the 49.
Johnson out to midfield.
Beg your pardon, they give you only to midfield, but still a first down for Dawson High School.
Smart play by Dawson. Instead of running the ball up the middle where Pearland is the most stout, they ran off tackle to the left-hand side, give it to your big back Johnson to secure that first down. Clock keeps rolling, and you get that first down.
3:22 to play. Clock is still ticking. Smith, the quarterback. Ball on the left hash, hands it off. It's Johnson again, left side. Bounces off one blocker to the 45-yard line in Pearland territory. It's about a 5-6 yard pickup there again.
45-yard line of the Oilers.
That'll bring up second down.
It'll
Clock
be a
still
second
ticking. We're going to get under 3.
It's a big for Dawson to have back in that backfield. You can just give him the ball, let him pound for 2, 3, 4 yards each pop, and continues to keep that clock moving and keeping Pearland's offense off the field. I know the defenders for Pearland, they have to be tired now.
Smith, the quarterback, with 2:37 to play. Handed off again, left side. Across the 45 to the 44, maybe just a 2-yard pickup there. It'll be third down.
Savion Johnson across to the 44-yard line. Brought
and a timeout taken
by Emil Jones
by the Oilers. It'll be their last timeout. We'll take one as well. 2:24 game. The Eagles lead the Oilers 21-13 on Texan Live.
Big Star Ford, Houston's fastest growing Ford dealer. Why? Huge discounts, most for your trade. Explorers, $6,000 off. Fusion, $7,000 off. F-150, $12,000 off. F-250, $15,000 off. And now every car, truck, and SUV has 0% interest for 72 months. 0% for 72 months. Don't walk, run. These deals end soon. Big Star Ford, big city discounts, small town dealer.
2:24 remaining in the game, 21-13. Alex Obario and Derek Jones here on Texan Live. Glad to have you with us. It's been a heck of a football game. Dawson trying to put the nail in the coffin here. If they can get a first down, you can pretty much almost seal it.
Yeah, with no timeouts left for Pearland, if they can get a first down, Dawson can do that. It's going to be very, very hard for Pearland to stop the clock.
The timeout was taken. They finally took it off the board there. Now we go. The clock is stopped at 2:24. Here's Johnson. Drag play right side, trying to get to the 40. He's going to be shy of the 40. And a penalty marker comes out at the very end here. Something happened over on the far sideline. I didn't get a good look, but short of the first down stripe. Clock stops with 2:15 remaining, so they can sort this out.
You know, hopefully that's not on Dawson, because you don't want to stop the clock at Dawson. They don't have any more timeouts for Pearland, so hopefully that's not on something that they did on that play.
Referees still discussing. 2:15 to go. It's an 8-point lead for Dawson. Got a personal foul against Dawson. So that's going to move the football back.
Personal foul on the Eagles.
So that'll bring up fourth down, because it was after the play was over. Because the play did not result in a first down, it'll be fourth down. And they will punt the football away here, so the Oilers will get one last opportunity at it here. Time for their 2-minute offense. 2:15 left, it's fourth down, and Dawson about to punt the football away here. And Dawson having some trouble getting the right personnel on the field.
More importantly, it stops the clock.
Here's the punt, almost blocked. It might have actually even been tipped. Ball gonna bounce at the 35. It's gonna roll to the 30. Now, no time came off of the clock. Now they find
Marek Pazinski's punt rolls down dead at the 30-yard line.
Now the clock is still running.
And that's where Pearland will.
And now they'll stop it.
Clock's running.
No, clock is still running with 2 minutes. Officials are trying to signal for the clock to stop. And, well, the referee don't have a microphone, so how's he going to tell him how much time to put back on?
Yeah, but referees, they normally keep the time on the field, so they'll be able to go back. They should be able to go back and tell the clock operator what time they need to stop the clock at.
2:11 remaining here. At least that's what's on the scoreboard right now.
That's exactly the reason why the referee has
Let's
his
give a
own clock on
rounding
the field.
applause and show appreciation for what a great game for both sides.
But once they get this sorted, Pearland has, in my opinion, they have plenty of time. I mean, you always run the 2-minute drill. You usually run that at the end of practice, every practice. So this should not be something that's overwhelming for Pearland.
So here we go. The Pearland offense takes the field. They've got 5 receivers as they spread it out here. They need to get down the field. They get into the end zone. They need a 2-point conversion to tie it. Now, that's 2:08 is what they're putting on the clock. So I guess they signaled to one of the coaches. I guess they radioed it up to the press box. 2:08 to play. 5 receivers for Pearland. On the right hash, firing left side. It is caught! And out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Fantastic grab there. Looked like Isaiah Cheney came up with that.
That's a big-time pass, and that's a big-time catch, running a simple 7 route, which to you and me, that's a corner route. Send your guy to the corner. Of course, if he catches it, he gets out of bounds to stop the clock. It's an outstanding route by Pearland.
Connor Blumrick with the throw. Just 7 seconds came off of the clock with that play. 2:01 to go. Blumrick takes the snap, looks to his right, passes. It's complete to Hunter Smith, and he's going to be brought down near the 40-yard line at the 30, actually the 41. So didn't get really anything there. And there is a player down for Pearland.
On the reception.
Well, they take care of the injured player. We'll take a quick break here on Texan Live. Don't go anywhere.
Register online at CESperformance.com for your sports performance program. CESperformance.com has multi-month memberships and team training. CESperformance.com has baseline performance testing included with every athletic development program. Schedule your athletic evaluation at CESperformance.com. There's no cost or commitment. Be prolific at CESperformance.com.
1:45 remaining here at Pearland Stadium. They call it the Rig. A huge rivalry matchup, sellout crowd on hand between Dawson and Pearland. Pearland trailing 21-13. Dawson, the Eagles, with the lead. They had trailed it 10-7. Now 21-13. Pearland's offense on the field. 2nd down and 11. Blumrick, the quarterback, back to pass. Eludes the rush, rolls to his left, looking, firing towards the end zone. A man wide open, touchdown!
That's a heady play from your quarterback. You had your big fullback leak out to the left-hand side. No one even saw him on that outside. Big play.
40-yard touchdown.
Brady Basso. What a play from Blumrick, just wide open. Brady Basso from 41 yards away. So they'll have to go for 2 to get the tie. It's 21-19 with 1:20 to play. They'll go under center. It's really, I think, the first time I've seen this in a while. Blumrick rolling to his right, firing. It is caught! The 2-point conversion is good. It is caught in the end zone by Chase Foster, and with 1:20 to play, we're all knotted up at 21 apiece.
I wouldn't expect anything less. 2 powerhouse teams coming back and forth, going at it all night long. I wouldn't expect anything less but that 2-point play to work. We're all tied, knotted up at 21. Outstanding.
This is fantastic. This is what high school football is all about. A rivalry game, and Pearland's offense after not really being able to do anything in the second half, marches down the field in 3-4 plays and they put it in the end zone. I mean, a huge pass play and then the 2-point conversion that they had to have. That's clutch.
So all we need is a 2-minute drill and have Pearland drive down the field. Exactly right. It's big-time football at its best. Exciting action from both of these teams tonight. I think the fans will definitely get their money's worth.
It did it in 48 seconds, 2 minutes. It's a 1-minute drill. So now Dawson has an opportunity to win the football game here. It's tied at 21. They have 2 timeouts remaining with 1:20. I would almost say you gave them too much time.
You're actually right. You're actually right. That's the only downside. I mean, everyone's excited. They scored. They got the 2-point play, which is what they need to have. But you did give them possibly a little bit too much time with 2 timeouts left. It's still 1:20.
Certainly some breathing room.
Definitely.
Obviously.
Definitely.
What they're just playing for is you don't want to turn it over. Here's the kickoff. Mouton, one of the 2 men back. It's going to sail over his head and bounce into the end zone for the touchback, so no time comes off the clock.
Kick sails through the end zone.
The ball will come to the 25-yard line.
Ball game at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go. Dawson Eagles had a few different leads. They led it 7-0, then they trailed it 10-7. They regained the lead at 14-10. Then Pearland would kick a field goal from 37 yards and make it 14-13. Dawson increased the lead, making it 21-13. Then a touchdown and a 2-point conversion from Pearland just a second ago.
Say, I don't know much, but I'm looking for Mouton.
That's who I throw it to. Smith takes the snap. Fires left side. Pass is complete at the 30, out of bounds at the 34. With the reception there is Drake Rayner. I haven't called his name. He's a very talented receiver. He's also one of the backup quarterbacks.
Yes, nice play to catch the ball, make a move, and then be heady enough and knowledgeable enough to get the ball out of bounds, stop the clock.
4 receivers. Smith, the quarterback, takes the snap, hands it off. Savion Johnson eludes 1 tackle to the 35, eludes another one. He's brought down in the field of play at the 38-yard line. Does pick up the first down, so the clock will stop with 1:02 while they reset the chains. They'll get the signal from the sideline. 59 seconds, the chains are set. They need to hurry. 55 seconds to play. First down and 10, ball at their own 36. Smith, the quarterback, takes the snap, hands it off again to Johnson. And he's brought down at the 36-yard lines, and they're going to have to take a timeout. I know Johnson's had a great game, but I'm almost wondering, you took off a lot of chunks of time with a couple of runs back-to-back there, staying in bounds.
Yeah, you're exactly right. But what they're trying to do is Pearland's defense is coming up the field. You're trying to sneak your running back through. He's had a big game tonight, but you're exactly right. It keeps the clock running, but they did know they had they knew they had 2 timeouts to call, but you might want to try something. They had success getting that pass out to the outside, stopping the clock. You may want to try something like that again.
43 seconds remaining in the football game. We're tied at 21. Both these teams undefeated in district play entering this game today. Pearland is yet to lose this season. They're 5-0. Dawson 4-1. Their only loss at George Ranch in the first week of the season in non-district play. After 47 minutes and 17 seconds of football, we still haven't decided anything.
Fantastic finish, exactly what you want.
4 receivers, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Smith, the quarterback, back to pass out of the spread, steps up in the pocket. Now he's brought down at the 38-yard line as he tucked it and ran. And there's 33 seconds. You might have to waste the timeout here. And Smith upset at the sideline, but
yeah, at this point, it appears
I think they're going to play for the overtime.
Yeah, at this point, it appears that they're going to just cut their losses and just try to run the clock out. You know, some wisdom would say, hey, try to throw a Hail Mary, try to throw it deep down the field.
Ladies and gentlemen,
be safe.
What a value for your Friday night entertainment.
Wow. Free football here in Pearland tonight. 2 seconds, 1 second, that's it. Clock stops.
We're going to overtime.
So with overtime, We'll explain the rules and we'll come back and we'll have it for you. It's not over yet here at the Rig, here on Texan Live.
It's nimble and fluid, but sometimes we push it too far. That's when you need the strength of Memorial Hermann and our body of affiliated orthopedic specialists. With our Iron Man Sports Medicine Institute, they not only get your body back to where it was, they get it to go further. It's what makes us more than just hospitals. We are a body of experts. Memorial Hermann, advancing health.
Well, 48 minutes wasn't enough football here in Pearland tonight. Here at the Rig, we're tied at 21 as the fourth quarter has just ended. Pearland with a fantastic comeback. With just 2:08 remaining in the football game, they get in the end zone in 40-some-odd seconds, get the two-point conversion they needed to tie it up. Dawson elected to just go ahead and play for the overtime after a couple of unsuccessful plays, so this is how it works. Both teams will get possessions. One team will go first.
Who gets the ball first and what end of the field they play in. It'll start the 25-yard line.
The two head coaches there, Tony Heath and Eric Wells, were mocking like they were coming out for a heavyweight fight for a second.
Whichever team does not score will lose.
And it's been a heavyweight fight. Both sides have competed all night long. Miscues early, but this is exactly what you expected. Everybody's getting a great ball game tonight, 21-21, going into overtime to decide, who's basically going to remain undefeated.
And everything untimed in the overtime, except with the exception of the play clock. Yeah. Both teams will get possessions that will begin at the 25-yard line. And they're doing the coin flip now to elect who will go first.
And you always want to be on defense first.
They'll get some last-second explanations. No indication yet of who won the toss and who's going first. They didn't bring the captains out here. They brought the coaches out.
I guess that tells the magnitude of the game. Just bring the coaches out instead of anybody else, huh?
Well, they're also deciding which end of the field. And so they're going to come to the end zone to our right here, start the overtime. And I believe, based on the personnel, it's going to be the Pearland offense coming onto the field first. Now, here's how it works. Each team will have an opportunity to score. Should the team, for example, that goes first kick a field goal and then the next team on the field score a touchdown, the game is over.
Yes.
The next team scores a field goal equaling the field goal that was scored. You go to a second overtime.
Yes.
Same thing with a touchdown. If the first team scores a touchdown, the next team must score a touchdown.
That's why the philosophy is you take defense first. You go out on the field, at least you know what you have to do. If you give up a field goal, then you know at least you can kick a field goal to tie it up to keep the period going. But you get to find out what you need to do.
Best way to explain it, you're essentially playing the ninth inning of a baseball game.
Yes.
Yeah. So the offense of Pearland takes the field. The quarterback is Blumrick. He's got two receivers to the right, one to the left side, two men in the backfield. They'll put a man in motion. Blumrick takes the snap, hands it off. Right side, it goes on the sweep. Pushed out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Very dangerous tackle there, as it was very, very late.
Isaiah
Cheney with the carry.
Yard line will be second down and 6 for the Oilers.
Yeah, Vincent Fisher on the tackle. Yeah, that's one of those plays. Once again, you start making the tackle on the player field. By the time you end the tackle, you're deep on the sideline. So you have to be careful with that. The referees could have easily called a penalty on that.
So it'll be second down and 6. Ball is on the 19-yard line. Three receivers to the left, one to the right. Now they'll empty the backfield. Taking the snap, back to pass. Here comes the rush. Oh, what a sack! Fantastic pursuit with the quarterback sack. Number 99, Jordan Rodriguez, comes up with a huge, huge play defensively.
Big time tackle because they actually had an X receiver or a Y receiver onto the up the top of the field wide open. So it's a big time sack, big pressure from Dawson, big play by Dawson.
So the ball comes all the way back to the 34-yard line. It's a 3rd and 18. And This is a big play. Now you need some yardage to try to stay in field goal range.
Yeah, you have to get a field goal out of this at least.
Back to pass, firing towards the end zone. It's caught! Not in the end zone, just shy of it at the 5. Number 27, Jonathan White, comes up with it.
27, Jonathan White.
And it's a first and goal here for the Oilers. This team just will not go away.
They won't go away. Or you can just go back and just throw it up to your big wide receiver and have him make a big play on the goal line. Outstanding play by Pearland.
The Oilers getting the personnel they want on the field. They'll go with a bunch formation here. Goal line set. Handed off to the tailback. Great tackle in the backfield. The ball carrier there, Chase Foster.
Chase Foster brought down the play.
And nice tackle off the edge by Mitchell Samuel.
Johannes
That'll
Burnett
bring up 2nd and goal.
brings up 2nd down and goal from the 3.
Ball's looks like it's in between the 3 and the 4-yard line. Oilers will break the huddle here. Go with the I formation. Extra tight end, put a man in motion. Fake the handoff, bootleg, fire to the end zone, touchdown! Cody Williams comes up with the reception in the end zone, and with the touchdown, Pearland has taken the lead, 27-21. We're pending the extra point. And now the Dawson Eagles must score a touchdown. They force a 2nd overtime.
That's a big playtime call from Tony Heath. You had an unbalanced line to your right-hand side. You had your quarterback pulling out on the naked boot to the left-hand side, having your tight end wide open on the left. Nice play by Pearland to get the early score.
The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and that is good.
Bernstein's kick is good.
So after the first half of the overtime, the Oilers now lead at 28-21 over the Dawson Eagles. Now, they'll use the same side of the field here.
Reminder, ladies and gentlemen, following the completion of the game,
Zach Smith will lead his team back onto the football field here.
Air Bowl Trophy presented by Strickland Chevrolet.
This is an unbelievable game.
It's been exciting all the way through. You wouldn't expect anything less. Like I say, everybody got their money's worth. I mean, 2 big teams, 2 undefeated teams coming into this game. You wouldn't want it any other way.
28-21. Second half of the first overtime. 3 receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. They'll put 1 in motion. Here on that right side, nice carry there. Number 81, Caleb White, the ball carrier there on the end around.
Caleb White.
Yeah, nice tackle by Cordell Caldwell. It's a nice jet formation from the left-hand side going to the right, having your wide receiver come in motion and giving him the handoff to the right.
7-yard pickup, 2nd and 3, handoff. I believe that's Johnson as he pushes forward towards the 15-yard line. That pile just kept moving.
Nice push by big Savion Johnson. He's had a heck of a game tonight.
Savion Johnson
It's going to be good for a first down as the ball right at the 15. That means good enough for a first. Injured player on the field, but he looked like he was back up. Now they'll all take a knee. Let's take a quick break here on Texan Live. Actually, Dre, let's keep it right here. Let's keep it right here. Looks like the training staff already coming off the field. Don't want to miss anything.
Yeah, once you have
overtime.
Yeah, you have a game as long as this game has been, and with all the energy and all the emotion. Sometimes you get cramps at the end, and it appeared that he had a quick cramp, and he was able to jog off the field, which is always a good sign to see.
Resolve the play. First down, Dawson.
So Dawson with a first down. They need to get in the end zone. They trail at 28-21 here in the first overtime. They need a touchdown and they need an extra point. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left side. 2 men in the backfield. Zach Smith, the quarterback. Ball on the right hash. Quickly to the right side. It's complete at the 10. Out of bounds at the 6. Pass complete there to Drake Rayner.
Zane Gonzalez coming up to clean up that tackle. It's a nice quick route out to the bottom of the field. We call that X-quick. Usually you run that in your pistol formation, your shotgun formation. You get the ball to your receiver and give him space to run.
Ball at the 7. It's 2nd down and 2 here for Dawson. Smith hands it off. Savion Johnson left side into the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles!
That young man has had a heck of a game. I would have given him the ball as well.
Savion Johnson may have saved the football game for the Eagles. They just need an extra point to tie the game and force a second overtime.
Yeah, I don't have anything to do tomorrow, so we can stay here all night and just continue this game.
Speak for yourself. I got the Battle of the Piney Woods tomorrow. I guarantee you, it's gonna have they're gonna have a lot of trouble building up to this type of football game over at NRG tomorrow.
And it is Hitman. Timeout, Pearland.
So Pearland's gonna take a timeout to ice the kicker here.
It's actually a good timeout. I mean, icing the kicker, you can do it two ways. Everyone's excited, and you hope that the kicker is excited as well. Can come in and maybe mishandle the kick, and then you call a timeout. Maybe they're going to attempt to try some type of a block.
Pearland with a fantastic comeback in the fourth quarter on their final offensive possession. Scoring on a drive that began with 2:08 remaining. Dawson elected to just let the clock run out and go into overtime, and then found themselves with their backs against the wall. And Savion Johnson continues to stake claim to being one of the top running backs in District 22 6A. Here's the extra point attempt. The snap, the hold, the kick is up. No good! Pearland wins it on a missed extra point. Our final score from the rig, 28-27.
It's absolutely pandemonium from Pearland. That's exactly why you have that timeout. You use that timeout. You just never know what's going to happen in a football game of this magnitude. Outstanding ball game for both of these teams. Neither one of these teams would have their head held down if they were to be on the losing side on this game. It was an outstanding game for both sides.
Marek Pazinski is going to be thinking about that for the rest of the weekend. What a football game here at the rig in Pearland. A comeback victory for the Pearland Oilers. It looked like they were going to be handed their first loss of the season, but they stay unbeaten, improving to 6-0 on the year and 4-0 in District 22 6A play. Our final score from the rig here in Pearland, 28-27. Pearland beats Dawson here on Texan Live. For Derek Jones and for our producer, engineer, Dre Matula, I'm Alex Tobario. So long from the rig. This has been a presentation of Texan Live.